that eat, and other wonders. Ashish stood at the gate of the botanical garden. He was excited to be there, waiting for his father's friend, Biren Kaka, who was a botanist in the garden. Biren Kaka had promised to take him around the garden to show him some curious and interesting plants. Ashish loved going for nature rambles, as Biren Kaka called them. They would start early in the morning when the sun was low and shining on the morning dew, and the air was cool and pleasant. When Biren Kaka arrived, the very first thing they saw was a giant tree with a fat trunk and a crown of branches. "What is this tree?" asked Ashish. "It has such a funny shape, like a barrel with branches on top." "That is why it is called a bottle tree," said Biren Kaka. "It has come all the way from Africa and is also known as a baobab." "It must be very old," said Ashish. "And it is so huge." "It could be 400 years old," said Biren Kaka. Next, they came to the nursery, where plants are kept if they are too small or weak to survive in the open. "Look," said Biren Kaka. "One of the strangest plants you'll ever see. This big green leaf is shaped like a pitcher or jug, with the top of the leaf covering it like a lid. That is why it is called a pitcher plant." "What is special about it?" asked Ashish. "Well," said Biren Kaka, "first of all, it eats insects." "A carnivore?" said Ashish. "Yes, this plant attracts little insects that fly into the top of the pitcher. The lid snaps shut, and the poor insect falls into a little pool of nectar at the bottom of the pitcher. The insect cannot climb out of the pitcher because the pitcher's walls are smooth and slippery and have hairs pointing down. There it dies and is digested. That is how pitcher plants get their food. You see, they live in poor soil with very little nourishment, which in the case of plants is nitrogen. In India, they are found in Arunachal Pradesh." "What a trap!" said Ashish. "Come along," said Biren Kaka. "Let's look at the next one. Here, down on the ground. Touch those leaves." As Ashish did so, the whole plant seemed to shrink away from his hand. The paired leaves folded together and the branches drooped down as if the plant was dead. "What just happened?" exclaimed Ashish. "This is a mimosa," said Biren Kaka. "It is also called touch-me-not because of its shrinking habit that protects it from harm. It grows mostly in undisturbed, shady areas, under trees or shrubs, and has pretty little pink flowers like powder puffs. You can see it in many places in India." The sun was shining higher now, and Ashish saw that many flowers which he had not noticed earlier were appearing. Bright yellow sunflowers turned their faces to the sun. Blue and purple morning glories unfolded their petals. In the fish pond, water lilies, which had bloomed at night, closed themselves for the day. It was time for the lotuses to open their petals to the sun.